Hey Terra Nova, Christian here, back with another quick Love Leans In clip to encourage you today. This one again is from Romans chapter 8, where Paul says, "They that are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." He goes, "For the Spirit that you received did not make you a slave so that you would live in fear again. The Spirit is actually the one who brought you into the family, made you sons and daughters." And I love that because it reminds me that what God is doing is so powerful enough to really change us, to make tomorrow better than today, to make us better than we were, to make 2021 better than 2020. How about that? What does it mean to be led by the Spirit of God? And I think there's three really, really simple ways that would help us. First of all, I think it means obviously that we are saying yes to follow. We're saying yes to the pursuit of godness and goodness in our lives. So it's simply responding to God's leadership and saying yes. But I think there's three ways that help us do that. And they're real simple. I'm not going to tell you anything you probably haven't heard before. But the first is really to get God's thoughts. It's hard to know what someone is like until we begin to understand how they think. And so one of the simplest ways that we can be led by the Spirit is to understand God's thoughts, to lean into God's thoughts. We do that by reading His Word, by hearing His Word, by hearing the things that are important to Him and the way that He thinks and the way that He operates. There's a great passage in Isaiah that says, "God, your ways are higher than my ways." And He follows it up with a simple statement that says, "And your thoughts are higher than my thoughts." If we want God's ways, we have to begin to think God's thoughts. So we're led by His Spirit when we lean into God's thoughts. It's also when we lean into talking to God. Prayer is one of the most powerful things in a Christ follower's life. One of the great ways to understand how someone thinks is to talk to them. And so communication begins when we pray to God, when we share what's on our heart, when we share what's on our mind, when we share the things that we're dealing with. And then thirdly, by listening. We do that by getting quiet. I know for me, the simplest way I know how to do it is just spending time in His presence, spending time in worship, spending time just marinating in and soaking in God's Spirit and His presence. And all of what we are attempting to do as leaders at Terra Nova is to help all of us do that by putting God's thoughts out into our lives through Terra Nova Online, or when we start meeting again. Spending time in prayer. We do that every day at noon on Facebook. I want to encourage you to meet us online on Facebook and pray just for a few minutes, and then whenever you can find time, maybe it's in the opening portions of our Terra online gatherings when we're worshiping, or maybe it's just some quiet time you can find, or maybe it's a walk where you can kind of quiet your heart, quiet your soul a little bit, and just say, "God, I want to listen to you. I want to be led by your Spirit today. You've brought me into your family, not to make me a slave to fear again, but God, that I would be your son, that I would be your daughter. And I want to be led by you as your child." I want to leave you with this song we sing at Terra Nova once in a while, and I hope it will encourage you today. Thinking about recording this, I've been singing over the last couple days, and it's just such again, a powerful, simple thought called "Oh, Lead Me." Oh, lead me to the place where I can find you. Oh, lead me to the place where you'll be. Lead me to the cross where we first met, and draw me to my knees so we can talk. Let me feel your breath. Let me know you're here with me. Oh, lead me to the place where I can find you. Oh, lead me to the place where you'll be. Lead me to the cross where we first met. Draw me to my knees so we can talk. Let me feel your breath. Let me know you're here with me. I need to know you're here with me. I've got to know you're here with me. Oh, lead me, Jesus, would you lead me? God, lead me. We need it now. We need it now more than ever. Now we need it now more than ever.